Everyone, welcome back to the NFA Review channel. So I just got back in town from the IRACVET 8888 shoot, which is always a blast. So what it basically is a closed event for content creators, YouTubers, Instagrammers to go to one spot and meet a bunch of companies that are in the firearms industry. So I basically do the same thing for my shoots, except my shoots are open to the public. So what it is, the vendors come out, they supply the firearms, the suppressors, the scopes, whatever they're selling. They have the ammunition, you go to their booth, they educate you on a product, and then you get to go try it. So it's a great way for us to meet a lot of companies all at once that we can eventually work with and get the products out there for you guys here on the channels. So of course I met up with some of my old friends, which was cool, and we have some new products coming to you guys here on the channel, so stay tuned for that. Some really cool stuff coming your way. But for today, we're going to be reviewing a brand new product from Rugged Suppressors. As you know, we've worked with Rugged Suppressors since the very beginning of their company, from the first suppressor they ever came out with to this new one, the Mustang 22, which is a carryover, kind of a refresh of the Oculus, but in a lightweight version, new machining, and some better suppression. So let's go ahead and cover it here in depth in the studio as usual, and then we'll pack up some guns, hit the range, and you guys will hear just what it sounds like. Let's go ahead and get to it. All right, as usual, it comes in a tooling box. So I believe Rugged Suppressors is one of the first companies I saw that used these as a product case. It's basically a tooling container that you would put a CNC cutting tool in. So still doing it. Pretty cool way for you dealers to save some space in your safe. You're gonna have a very, very detailed color manual here, a plastic takedown tool so it doesn't mar your finish, and of course, your suppressor. So let's go ahead and kick things off with the specifications. Now, since this is a modular suppressor, I'm going to give you both lengths. So the full length configuration and the shorter, you would call it K-length configuration. So from the top in the overall full length configuration, it comes in at 5.3 inches with a weight of 3.3 ounces. And then if you remove the front module, toss on the front cap and convert it to its short length, it comes in at 3.4 inches with a total weight of 2.4 ounces. Of course, they're going to be the same diameter at 1.06 inches. As far as materials, the tube is 7075 T6 aluminum, and you have your choice of a black high temperature Cerakote or flat dark earth. I went with the flat dark earth because I really don't have any flat dark earth 22 cans and it looks totally badass. Now the baffles themselves are also 7075 T6 aluminum with a clear Type 3 hard coat anodizing. Now going towards the bottom of the suppressor, where the mount is located, it is a direct thread mount with a pressed in grade 5 titanium threaded insert, of course threaded in 1/2x28 as standard for your 22 suppressors. And they say that this thing has an average decibel reduction of 113 on a 22 pistol, which is pretty ridiculous. Comes in a retail price of $465. Now, as far as field stripping and maintenance, pretty straightforward. Take their little plastic included takedown tool and just loosen the front cap. You should be able to finish the rest by hand. So when you remove this, take note there is no O-ring engagement on the front cap, I've noticed, but there is between the two halves here, between the modules. So go ahead and remove that. Like so. You'll see the O-ring engagement here on the front module and then your second baffle stack. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove that. This is a 10 baffle suppressor, which is amazing. So basically what you're doing when you remove the second module is you're just cutting it in half. So you're going from 10 baffles down to 5. So you'll notice here on the first baffle, it is numbered with a number 1. And then all the subsequent baffles are the same size, save for the very last one. It's more of like a half baffle, okay? And then same exact thing with the second one, except it's not numbered. So I guess it doesn't really matter as long as it's the, taller of the baffles. And then of course you have another tiny half baffle at the end as well. Now, speaking of the baffles, very, very nicely machined, and they are tabbed for orientation and keeping the baffle line after cleaning. I can't get that one apart. It's like super new. There it goes. Good thing I didn't clip my nails yet. So as far as cleaning, this is 7075 aluminum. I would not put these in an ultrasonic cleaner. Instead, use a wire brush and some solvent, and you'll be able to get these things clean. Again, if you've watched my reviews, you know, because I've told you many times, you don't need to get suppressors squeaky clean. They actually suppress slightly better with a little bit of soot inside as it deadens the sound. Okay, so don't go crazy. Just knock off the trunks and go back to shooting. I would probably clean this suppressor. I know it says it in the manual here somewhere, but I wouldn't go over 500 rounds without cleaning it, just as a general rule of thumb with .22 long rifle. Now going back to the baffles, you'll see a tab orientation there, and you'll be able to snap the other baffle onto it like so, and then you can line up your notches. So you want to line up the notches all in a row on both sides, and that's all there is to it. Now what that will do is it will aid in repeating your zero so you don't have shift. And if you look down in here, which you're not going to be able to see just because of the lighting issues, but inside here in the tube, there is a tab machined on the inside. So when you put the baffle stack in, it will actually click and lock into this, so it doesn't just free spin when you reinstall it, which is pretty slick. Okay, so let's just cover real quick what you would do to convert this to the short length configuration. So all you would do, once it's clean, you're like, hey, I want to throw this on a little Beretta Bobcat. Okay, the little flat dark earth one that I'm probably gonna buy now because this suppressor is gonna look awesome on it. Once that's ready to go, snap your baffles together, all lined up. Super easy. Drop them cone first into here. And I just use my finger and I just kind of rotate it, and you'll feel that baffle stack lock on those tabs in here that I was just discussing, and you're good to go. And then you take your front cap and you put it on and tighten it down with the tool. And now you have the K-length, the short length configuration. Little recap, this little guy right here comes in at 3.4 inches in length and 2.4 ounces. So super light in the hand, and this is like perfect for the little Beretta Bobcat. Damn it, I'm gonna have to buy one. Now, going back to the baffle stack, they designed it so there is no first round pop, which is something that plagues .22 suppressors. So very, very excited to hear, or should I say not hear, what this sounds like when we hit the range here shortly. But let's go ahead and get the sucker put back together. So those baffles are still good to go. And then all you need to do is reverse the step for your tube, which I want to mention that these baffles are captive while we have it apart. As you see here, when they snap together, they form a secondary tube wall. And that's very important when dealing with .22 because it gets so fouled up when you're shooting. You don't want gas leakage and carbon and lead to deposit on the walls of the tube, because if you do exceed your 500 round count cleaning schedule, it is going to be a pain in the butt to get this stack out of your tube. You don't have that problem with any of the rugged .22 cans. So let's go ahead and reinstall it, cone down towards the threads. Put your front cap on at the very end, because what you need to do is line up your notches on the baffles with the first stack. Okay, you don't want them, 5 going this way and then 5 going this way, because you will change your point of impact. And you don't want that. So they are lined up perfect right now. Now we can throw the front cap on and compress the bad boy to hold the stack still and tight. Ready to have some fun. Good job rugging on the plastic tool here. No marred finish. Before we go, I just wanted to mention too that they have the engraving now at the base of the suppressor by the mount area. And I'm looking at the titanium threaded insert in the rear, and it ends somewhere around here on the inside, and your engraving is here. So nothing catastrophic can happen here. So if something does blow up your suppressor, and take out your tube, you can just mail this whole unit back to Rugged, and they will reinstall the whole front cap, and bingo, you have yourself a brand new suppressor with no tax weight. So pretty much everybody's moving to that now to protect the writing, the serial number, which is of course on your Form 4 that's approved, so you don't get screwed if it blows up and have to basically start over from scratch. So beautiful engraving there. You can see it says Rugged Mustang 22. Has a cool Mustang airplane logo there at the base. And of course their information and the serial number. So that pretty much covers it here for the studio, guys. I want to actually shoot more than we spend time here in the studio because I'm sure you guys want to hear what this thing doesn't sound like. So we're going to bring a Ruger 1022 takedown as a rifle host, and then I'll pick out a pistol or two to bring, and then we'll see what this thing sounds like out on the range. Let's go ahead and get to it. Oh, little malfunction there. I'm gonna shoot the rubber dummy so you can hear it hit the rubber. All right, guys, that is a wrap. The Mustang 22 from Rugged Suppressors performed extremely well, but of course, we kind of already knew that was going to happen going into it because Rugged Suppressors doesn't put out crap products. They spend a lot of time and money R&Ding their products before they send it to market. So no surprise there. Sounded great in the full-length configuration on the pistol and great in the short-length configuration on the rifle. Some things to note. You know, it's one suppressor, two different lengths for two different host types. Now, I wanted to see what it was going to sound like shooting it wet, so I did try that. I'll go ahead and show you that now. Interesting. And now I'll go ahead and show you it back to back with it being shot dry and wet. Interesting. Okay, and the first thing I noticed was that first shot wet was actually sounded great, right? And then it got louder. So I don't know if that was a fluke or what, but there was plenty of water in there. Because when I was done shooting, I took it apart. I shot about 300 rounds today. I know it doesn't seem like it did, but I did, because there is a freaking drop zone for a skydive place 1 mile from here. And I have freaking airplanes flying overhead this morning. It was like every 4 minutes there was like an ultralight or a plane flying over. So I had to reshoot a lot of my scenes. So what I'm trying to say is there's about 300 rounds through it. I put 1 cap full of water in it to shoot it wet, and then I took it apart to see how easy it would be to clean after a shooting day. And I was doing it one-handed when I was filming it. I'll show you that now. And everything just kind of fell out. I just shook it and it slid right out. And you can see that the outside of the baffles were nice and clean, even with all that water in there. So all I need to do when I go home, I'm just going to take some paper towel, maybe a brush, and just kind of clean it a little bit, throw it back in there. I'm not going to go nuts. Just want to get the water out of there. Don't want to leave water around aluminum or titanium or anything like that. So my point being, I wouldn't waste your time shooting it wet. Just shoot it dry. Shoot it in the full length configuration on a pistol. And then for the rifle, it doesn't need the full length. I didn't really hear any sound difference between the short and the long on the rifle. It sounded the same to me. So what's the point in adding more length to the end of your rifle for no reason if you're not going to benefit from it? So I would shoot it in the short length on the rifles, full length on the pistols, and Bob's your uncle. You're good to go. So don't even mess with shooting it wet. It's super messy. It's a pain in the butt, and they designed it to be shot dry anyway. So that's what I think about the Mustang 22. Definitely great suppression, sub $500 price range, available in 2 colors, and it's backed by a company that's definitely not going anywhere. If you guys want me to review more of the Rugged products, make sure to let them know that you like the products here on the channel, and I'll try to get some of the new products that they have coming out shortly. Before I let you go, huge shout out to my Black Card and Gold Card members on Patreon. My Black Card homies, I'm gonna put your name, city, and state in the description below so you guys get your street cred, because you guys definitely go above and beyond to help support the channel here, and I can buy a bunch of expensive stuff like 22 ammo because you can't find it anywhere. So huge shout out to you guys on Patreon. If this is your first time stopping by the channel and you like what you saw, smash that subscribe button, because I have a backlog of videos to do, and you're gonna see some really cool content here on the channel. And click the like button, because it will help us pop up organically in the suggested video watch list. And we all know that pisses off YouTube when more people are watching and being educated on gun videos. So do your part, piss off YouTube. I'll see you next time.